Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Stacey.
And this is the Body Smart Podcast.
And today we have got our lovely Julie. Julie is one of our grads. She's got a very demanding career and she's also absolutely nailed her Body Smart journey over the last year and a half.
Yep.
I was like, did I read this right? Your coach told me that you weigh the same as you did when you were 18.
Oh, yes, yeah. In fact, a little bit under.
Are you joking me?
Yeah, I've never in... Well, I mean, coming out the womb, I was slightly lighter. But truthfully, I mean, I have had a weight problem not long after coming out of the womb. So you're talking sort of... I mean, I was a child that was sort of 8 stone at 8, 9 stone at 9, 10 stone at 10, 11 stone at 11. I got up to sort of like the highest I kind of got to was around sort of 16 plus stone.
So you were already in your teens, you were struggling.
So yeah, absolutely, as far back as that. So even when I kind of sort of got to about 18 and boys came more of an interest, and I did lose a little bit of weight, I've never got back. I never got to as low as I am now.
Yeah, and if you don't mind sharing, how old are you now?
I am in a couple of weeks. I will be 54.
Wow.
I'm 55. I'm 54 now.
Don't be trying to cheat.
Yeah.
I'll be 55. I'm just thinking, I can skim me pension in a few weeks. When did that happen?
Well, I mean, you don't look it.
In your head, I'm still 20.
Yeah.
But 50. I'll be 55 in a couple of weeks.
How much heavier were you, if you don't mind sharing, when compared to now?
Yeah, so I've kind of, with Body Smart, I've lost about 32 pounds.
Okay. Amazing.
So, for our UK people, you're talking sort of over 2 stone, nearly 2.5 stone I lost, which for me was just, I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe when I started to see it coming off.
Because you'd been trying and trying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what had you been trying?
Sort of, I've been to, as I say, countless of our more mainstream sort of, going,
Weight Watchers.
Well, yeah, going and sort of, when you go every week and you stand on the scales in front of, a health tip. Do you know what you did wrong this week? Yeah, I ate too much, clearly. I haven't lost any weight. So I tried to go back a little bit to that, to what I kind of knew, sort of, I thought sort of calorie counting, if you like, and again, but it was wasn't shifting at all. It wasn't shifting at all. And I think what I learned when I joined Body Smart was you weren't really doing it properly at all, were you, to be quite frank.
And would you mind going into more detail around what you didn't feel like you were doing properly?
Yeah, I think for me, it was understanding the balance between sort of, your protein, your carbs and your fat, which interested me, if you like. I've always been very good at planning my meals because I'm quite busy. So it was always about, that wasn't new to me in terms of planning in advance, if you like. But it was those little things that, the little tips that you got about, you're really counting everything. And Natasha was
in a good way.
Yeah.
She's on it.
In a good way. She was always sort of held me to account. So on a couple of occasions. So the accountability is brilliant in terms of the one-to-one with the coaching is just fantastic. And that kind of that sort of this little sort of voice, if you like, in your ear. And it was, so I was brilliant at kind of hitting sort of my goal bars, so making sure that, hitting me carbs and my protein goals and things like that. I remember having a check-in with Natasha and she said, yeah, you're really, really nailing your goal bars and you're getting, you're really great. She said, would expect to see a little bit more on the scales if you were actually doing that. She went, so I'm just kind of asking the question, is there anything that might be slipping in there that you might not be counting? And she was bang on. It was absolutely, so when I went back to, do you know what, she's right, and I went, yeah, you're right. So there's perhaps like a little bit more milk in there for coffees and nothing major, but
all those bites,
it is the bites, licks and sips that did add up, do you know what I mean? And so obviously when I went back to sort of tracking pop properly 100%, well, then when I checked back in again, she kind of went, yeah, I told you so.
Yeah. It's annoying because a lot of people will overlook this as this, like the simplicity of it, as in like it's not that much, but it can be the difference sometimes between, losing half a pound and a pound.
And I actually have to say from experience, if you've got somebody who has beautiful gold bars every single day, I'm like, this is not what a real person eats like. I'm sorry, it's too good.
She just called me out all the time.
Yeah, it's too good. That's the beauty of it though, isn't it? Because it's very easy to kid yourself. And then when you are doing everything right and nothing happens, you get irrationally angry.
Oh, absolutely. As Natasha also knows as well.
Yeah.
It was literally, the amount of ledges she taught me off because it was, and trust the process. I always kind of explained it as when you first learn to drive, you're so obsessed, aren't you, with you've got so much to think about. Even when you've passed your test, it's me mirrors, it's changing gear. And now I've been driving for longer than I care to remember. I sometimes now don't remember how I got there. I don't remember getting in the car and arriving because it's just all natural. And what I said to Natasha in the beginning is, that's what I really want from eating and food. I don't really want to have to be, I don't want to think about that, I'm thinking about that and then weighing this out and doing that. I said, I want to be in that. I want to be an expert driver, if you like, and in control of me weight. And so when I joined, it was almost as if you'd reverse that, and it was like you had me weighing every day, and I was thinking, how am I supposed to be getting away from this? And, no, we don't want you to be driven by your scales, but you're making me weigh every day. And I was like, and I just couldn't understand sort of, well, why are you making me weigh every day? And it was only then that it was just that sort of, it's weird. It kind of like makes me now, the fact that I weighed every single day just made me think, yeah.
It's just another, just another number.
It made me just get on the scales and go, well, that's just rubbish. When you're doing it genuinely, you're doing it properly, and it is one of those things where, particularly for women, of course, that's what you do. That's what you're, why you target women like you do, is there's so much else that goes into the number on the scales, that kind of like training your brain to go, well, that's rubbish. Because I can get on there, do exactly what I was supposed to have done, be 100%, yeah, I've done this correctly, get on, and it's not what I want to see on the scales.
Yeah.
Which really, in this bizarre kind of way, made me go...
Because you knew that didn't really matter in the big picture.
It wasn't right. It wasn't right in the bigger picture. I just knew it wasn't right. And it's just genius. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit sceptical about that sort of... understanding the why and going into it a little bit deeper, and particularly with it being sort of an online sort of coach, I thought to myself, is she really going to be able to sort of get me and understand me? Oh my word, did she ever? And the bizarrest thing is as well is I genuinely just feel like I'm her only client. I don't know how she manages to do it, but she genuinely just makes me feel like I'm her only client. And it was just, she just knew when she needed to send me something or drop me something or give me a link to something to just perk me up, if you like. But what I did find when I first started, I thought that the documentation and the workbook to start with and things like that, and the questions and the daily kind of planner about reflecting on how your day was, oh, my word, I think passing my law exams was easier. And I thought, what have I signed up to here? But again, it was just this subtle way of getting you to appreciate and understand why you do want to do this and what you might be struggling with and what your triggers are. And so, joining the round table every week, for example, would just be this fantastic way of, oh my God, you're right, that's me, or that was, there's always going to be a subject matter in those round tables that resonates with you in terms of, blimey, you're right, particularly this time of year, for example. It was a great one, for example, I tapped into last year, which was, I hadn't reached my goal weight at the time, but I was coming up to Christmas, which is just, for me, is a trigger. It's it's happy, it's food, it's chocolate, it's, but it's just, I dropped into the round table just before Christmas, which was, this is 24 hours. It's one day in an entire year. So do you know what? Knock yourself out if you want to. It's still 24 hours of your entire year ahead of you. So don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. And it was, and it's, and for me, it was just miraculous. It's just, there's been one occasion where for 10 days I saw nothing, no change at all. oh, Natasha,
were you
Natasha
doing everything that you needed?
Everything and everything I should have been doing. I mean, Natasha got it.
Yeah.
Bless her. She used all of her patience to kind of go, no, it's another reason. Don't, you know, you're doing what you need to be doing. Just trust the process. And then lo and behold, bump. I don't think it just then literally.
Yeah.
And it was, and as I said, I mean, and that, you know, when you do see your graph, as I said, if you just see those little peaks and those little, you know, but you see the start point and the end
it's
point.
linear. It is linear, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just, and again, it makes such sense. But when you're in the middle of it, you're thinking.
So we have a WhatsApp group for each coach has got their ladies in their team in their WhatsApp group. And it must be so lovely now to be able to help those women that were in the same position that you were.
It's that support network really of, I mean, blimey, they're not half your cheerleaders. They will pick you up when you know, you literally just need to send a text to go, you know, I'm feeling really blooming low here. Scales haven't moved. I feel, you know, what's the point? What's it all about? And the amount of ping, 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 ping that comes back in terms of, no, stick with it. You've done brilliantly. You're right. You know, you're doing so well. Stick with it. It's natural. You know, no, pick yourself up. It's just one day.
Yeah.
When you see somebody who posts something on the group that says, oh, this has happened, or and it could be that, I don't know, somebody's poorly or somebody's, you know, or they've lost a pet that they were close to, and it's triggered them. So I went and I ate the entire cupboard, and you thought, and as much as you then go to that person's aid and say, well, no, that's natural, don't worry, think about this, blah blah. It's the fact that, oh God, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think, this is not.
It's a mirror, isn't it?
I'm not, you know. There isn't something wrong with me. A little bit of, you know, I'm not alone. It's a little bit saddening, if you like, that there are, you know, I suppose to some degree, I shouldn't be saying this to you guys, but that you do have so many clients that have that struggle, if you like, and that who feel that.
So many women out there that have this. I mean, I was there.
I mean, you basically, you only need to look at my first check-in photograph to see how low a place I was in emotionally. Oh. I mean, if all it was missing from my photograph was like a number underneath. Like it was just, I just felt so, just awful. It wasn't about aesthetics as much as, you know, you want to feel good about yourself and look good. It was just, I felt so low.
Yeah.
I just felt miserable.
How would you say that's changed now?
What I found quite interesting was that people were noticing the weight loss. I have underneath me sort of the bottle of dye. I'm a redhead, so I'm pretty fiery. So what people were commenting on were not only they could see sort of weight coming off me, but it was little things that it was like, you know, the girl I've worked with for 20 odd years, and she was sort of, why didn't you fly off the handle over that? Why did you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you that calm before about that happening in work. Or it was that sort of, it's that sort of diffuse, it's that sort of like, the pressure's
so
off and relax. I just feel relaxed. And because I feel sort of happier about who I am and how I feel now, everything else is just a bit easier to cope with and a bit easier to deal with.
You can't have good mental health without having good physical health, and vice versa.
I mean, because the other thing for me is, which I just found ludicrous, and I think I put it on one of my reviews, is, weight loss, yay, that's great. Oh my God, can we talk about sleep?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, your sleep went through a whole transformation.
Where is that? Who knew sleep was so good? It was, I mean, and I'm talking, I've had this problem like as a child. I then thought I was one of these, I don't know, is it Churchill that said he survived on 4 hours?
Oh yeah, like I can still operate, it's fine.
I can still operate on 4 hours. No, I can't. You can't operate on 4 hours. So I was.
You wear it like a badge of honour though, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like
no,
weirdly.
of course I can cope.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. If I don't get 7 hours now, it's...
You notice it.
I'm not. I notice it.
Yeah.
And it's 7 hours of bump.
Good.
I am gone. And so now I tend to, I always go for a walk in the morning. That's helped by the fact that my brother and his wife have decided it would be a good idea to get a Belgian Malinois.
Oh.
Yeah.
Needs a lot of walks.
If anybody wants to Google a Belgian Malinois. And I suppose what I want to try and get across is that you can read as many of the books that talk about things like that.
Yeah.
They can sit and listen to you guys and just go, you know, circadian rhythms. And but oh my God, it
actually works.
It actually works. Yeah. And you're talking to me. I am very cynical. I am. And you did have to convince me.
But there's a big part between knowing and doing. Like, there's a very big part. Like, you can know to do all the things, but then actually doing them it can be something, you know, completely different. And then when you do, you start to get that evidence of like, hey, I do feel better. And now I just want to keep feeling better.
You know, it's this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, water. I mean?
It's, you know, that it's just... So now I do have, and I still have, even though I've graduated, I still have a habit tracker, you see, in my journal, which is to make sure that I walk, I sleep, and my water, because you want, and you can tell if you've had a day where you've kind of haven't had the chance, you've maybe been in and out of meetings, etc., or things like that. I can tell my head is banging, and stupidly, I am more hungry.
I think if past you was like listening to this, that what we're talking about, like the simplicity of it seems almost so like basic, like, oh, drink more water, get better sleep, go for it. Like someone could listen and be like, that's just all too simple. Like I'm more broken than that, or I can't be fixed, or my problems are too complicated.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's easy to see that, because I was one of those people, to be honest with you. As I said, I've struggled with weight and this yo-yo weight for all my life. As I said, I got to about up with my weight from when I was a child. I was a very large child growing up, and you know, I won't get into the fact that my mother thought it'd be a good idea to buy her morbidly obese child a cape. So
why?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I love you, Mum, but seriously, why buy me a cape? I was literally fatty witchy poo for most of my scar. So I wasn't. So what I'm trying to get across, I think, to other people is, I've not had an easy go at this. I've had this, you know, I've been bullied at school for being overweight. I've been through sort of, you know, being the nice one, being the friend that all of the nice fit boys want to come and talk to because I'm the fun one, because they fancy a fit mate. I've been through all of that, and as I said, I've yo-yoed throughout my life. So I had a very unpleasant relationship with food. And I'm not saying that, you know, I'm still on that journey, if you like. And now I always think I've just got a kind of a body smart voice now, that I just wake up every day and make sure the body smart voice is the stronger now. Because I do think I will always have that challenge. It will always be something that I think about, but I'm just the Body Smart tools has just made it not that big of a deal anymore because of the simplicity of it. And I think it is. So what I'm trying to say is, I've been through all of the challenges around, you know, about weight loss and what does work and what doesn't work, and how you feel when you've lost weight, and then you feel miserable again when you've put it back on again. And it is. And so the beauty of this of the simple things is that they're easy to get into your life. It's not a big... You haven't changed who I am. You haven't fundamentally changed how I live my life. It's just been these subtle little tweaks. Like
a lot of the women that sign up, it's the weight loss is the primary thing. And you've achieved that, and that's been the big win. But you've mentioned... professionally, you know, but people have noticed that you're better, feeling better about yourself and how you're going. I mean,
you know, I don't want to belittle the weight loss, but truthfully, the weight loss is dare I say it, it's almost bottom of the list.
Oh wow!
Frank. It really, in terms of what it's done for me, in terms of, I mean, I'll say it again, the sleep is just ridiculous. I'm just so annoyed that it's taken me to 50. Ish to find that out. The sleep, it's the attitude towards life. It is the just taking a pause and thinking about it is. Then don't get me started on what it has actually taught me around exercise and building my own programs and understanding particularly use the use of weights and what have you, which I did. I was starting to enjoy anyway, but it's just kind of gone exponential now. So I mean, so one of the comments I had, which was from a girl I work with, who said, "I can't believe how strong you look." She said, "I can't believe your legs in those pants." And it was like, I know it sounds stupid, but that actually makes me feel even better.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
I mean, if I'm sort of, if I'm 50 odd and I'm wearing, which for women who are out there who are of my age, and you're wearing sleeveless tops, for somebody to make a comment about the definition in your arms, I'm like, thanks very much.
Yeah.
What I think Body Smart has done is made me think, right, well, yeah, I want to find out why I've got that relationship with food, and what is it that making me trigger, and I can be in control of this, not the other way around. And what I found was as well is that again, which has helped, is because I'm so impatient, I was constantly injuring myself. So I'd always be saying, "I've done my back in, Tasha." She'd be like, "Oh God, I've told you not to stop lifting so heavy. Stop going so heavy so quick." And again, it's that permission to just go. It doesn't have to be hugely heavy. I've always got this kind of like, "No, go on in. I'm lifting this," and then I put my back out, and I'll be out for weeks.
Yeah.
And it's just that permission to go, "No, calm down. You'll progress. You'll be able to do, there's other ways of doing things. There's other ways of, of benefiting from weight, even if it's lighter. So, stop killing yourself so quickly, I wish I could just convey how great it feels to sort of to be behind the wheel, more than it was always felt like it was it always felt like it was the food that was driving me. It's that constant noise of eat that, you need to eat that. And it was always just take it. It was the answer to everything. Whereas now it's, no, it isn't.
You're in charge now.
I'm in charge now. I'm in charge now. And it's that, and it does give you that confidence. It is, I wasn't always a shrinking violet, don't get me wrong, but I was very much, I entered a room and said, "Hi, I'm Julie, I'm fat." To sort of get it out there. That was my identity, and it was me. So come on, let's, I'll start the jokes first so that nobody else needs to. Whereas now it's not. No, it's I'm Julie, and I'm here to contribute to this meeting because, I've got the confidence I can bring something to the meeting, or to the wherever scenario I'm in. And don't get me wrong, the fact that I know I can go into a wardrobe and pick out something that I know is going to fit me is. Sounds terribly shallow, but it's just
another one of those things that's
it's
just
something that
not have to think about.
I don't want to say that I've cracked it. I think I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, and I'm in the best place I've ever been. But I want to keep going, and I want to keep that, and I want to get better at not sort of realising how I've got on the journey. I just want to keep honing that.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on today, Julie.
Thank you very much. I'm really flattered that you've asked me. Yeah,
wow.
I will sing your praises from
Body Smart poster girl.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I really am, as I said.
Oh,
yeah. Please believe it. Please give it a go, and please just stick with it.
Thank you very much, Julie. Appreciate it.
No, absolutely.